I just made a video on working a Georgetown fall down. And here's a piece of low-grade Buffalo River flint. Buffalo River flint comes in so many grades and colors and stuff, and so many people sell a low grade out there that's grainy, and this is pretty grainy, and I've run this up. I probably got it up to 800 degrees right now trying to slick it up. I've heated it several times. It's got a crack that went across here, but it phased out. I run this piece here, so it's not deep here, but this is lower, and I'm afraid it's going to break in the middle. And what I need to do is thin these two ends, especially this end, before I work on this middle, and still got some strength there. So I'm going to show you how to work this stuff. We're going to see what we can do. Let me get me a swallow of water before we get started. All right, we got a real good platform to hit on. If you can see how that drops down, I just need to knock this point off right here so I have a flatter surface I'm hitting on and grind it pretty good. And I'm gonna come in here and try to, let me make sure I got that in the camera angle. All right, now we want to do this one the same way. I'm not grinding this because I'm not hitting on the edge. I'm going to hit about a quarter inch above the edge because I want to get in deep and really run a long plate. The crack is coming around here and dipping down, but it's still not showing a sign of going all the way through the rock. We still got a high area here. I'm going to try to run one down. It's got overhang. We talk about overhangs all the time. This is the first time you're watching a video somebody mentions overhang. Overhang is when you got all of my fingers been crushed and cut off. Trying to figure, I guess I could use this middle one better. But like, instead of being like a watermelon, like being a watermelon like that, or going up a hill and down a hill, like a jar, round of a jar, you got the top up here that's higher than this. So when you hit, it's nothing but air behind it, and you're only going to take out just a little bit. So you got to move that back. And when I'm talking about an overhang, this here was hanging over, and it was higher than this. So now I got it moved back. So when I hit it, it ought to move some material all the way down through here. I'm going to come in like this. That did pretty good. I'm going to come right over here, fix me a little isolated platform now and see if I can move a lot of material. This one I'm hoping will come all the way down through here. I hit it hard. I don't want to move a lot of material. This other one I just want to move a little bit to get that overhang out. Now right here, I got a dip and come down and hit like this, and when I do, it's breaking this piece out. And when I turn it over, if that piece is out, it leaves me a low platform where that piece was at, like that right here. So I come down here, and this is what's called flip-flopping. I'm gonna turn this over, break this piece out, left me a low platform, turn it over. I thought I caught it. I'm trying to catch these pieces to show you how they come out. Maybe I can catch this one. Okay, this one come out, and I caught it, and right there it left that little low. Now, let's see if we can do the same here. Nope, didn't catch that one, but it left it low. So this is what you call zigzagging. So up here, I got it's a low area, it comes in, it's sort of like my hand, high here and high here, but it cuts down. So I want to move all of this height. This ain't that bad, but it's real bad here. So I can get this thing leveled out as quick as I can and start making a point out of it. So we're going to grind a little bit, not a lot. This piece came out right there. That piece come out right there, and that piece right there. Now, look at here. It was up here, and now it's here. So I'm gonna look on this side, and this side's high, but it's got real low right here. So I don't want to try to run it across because it's gonna be a hinge. I'm gonna lightly hit and stop them right there. So I don't want too blunt of the edge either. Just a little narrow edge. Come down, come down, come down. There we go. Now I'm trying to figure out my next move. I think I'm gonna come across here. Make this a good platform. And come across here. Now I'm gonna grind this pretty good because I want a thick base to hit on because I'm gonna try to shoot it almost all the way across. Like that. There we go. There we go. Okay. I think I'm gonna shape this more like to the point, start shaping the point end up. Come in on this one. Round it down. We'll try to come across here. Let's see what we can do. Here we go. I'm gonna color this. Well, I guess my pen got iced over, frozen during the ice storm. It's not wanting to write as good as it normally does. Here's another one. Maybe this one will do. Oh yeah. Whoop, dropped my hammer. That was my teeth falling out. All right, this is what we want to take out. A little bit left over here. That's out. Move on down and that's out. We got that out. So now when I'm looking at this thing this way, it's thick in here. And I'm sitting there thinking, well, a little overhang right there I need to get out anyway. I'm just gonna hit down on this sharp edge and try to bring that back a little bit, which I did. And then I'm gonna dull it and try to run a flake like a fluting flake somewhere right into here. It went off to the side there. I'm gonna raise this up a little bit here. Got a pretty good hangover on this side. It did what I wanted, and it didn't because it didn't go, it went this way. I wanted to go that way, but it still removed a lot. I must have, there we go. When I swung down on it, I must have curved out a while ago. And here's what I'm looking for. This right here, look at that. Now, all I gotta do is come across here. I got an isolated platform. Go like that. Boy, that's looking good. I'm come across here. I'm making me a platform. I'm hitting down to raise the edge up. When you turn it over, look at it here, it raised up, but when you turn it over, it's down. If I could hit where I was aiming. So that's what you get for when you don't nap a while. Your muscle memory gets off a little bit and your aim's not quite as good. It's real important to especially if you go a month or two without napping, is get some scratch stuff and hit on it for a while. Start getting your hand and eye coordination back together. And that way you don't run a good piece. And that's why I promise you, and I didn't say it, at Georgetown I had plenty of it on that previous movie video, and it wasn't no big deal. But if this was some fine rock, I wouldn't be hitting on it today. It'd be a week or so after I hit on a bunch of grainer stuff before I start napping on it. I'm gonna get my coordination back real good. But we're gonna try to come across here and take this hinge out this way. Ain't got most of it, got a little bit left. There we go. That's looking pretty doggone good. Now I'm gonna drop down to my copper bopper billet, and every video I try to explain what this is. This is a gas cap copper on a hollow piece of PVC pipe. Eddie Main, M-A-I-N, E-D-D-I-E, came up with this idea, and he showed it to me about 2 years ago, and I thought it was crazy, and he was telling me about it, and he got it out of his car, and he started demoing it, and I said, oh my gosh, look at here. Brother Eddie knows what he's talking about. So Brother Eddie tells me that chicken dipped snuff, or chews tobacco, or smoke cigarettes, I'm gonna look under his wing, and I know it's gonna be a snuff can or a pack of cigarettes or a pack of tobacco under there. So what he's got here is so light, and it saves my wrist and elbows, and it removes so much mass just lightly tapping. I mean, look here, folks. This one over halfway across. Lightly tap, watch here. So it saves swinging something heavy to get the job done. And I just don't see too much more I want to do on this, because I'm fixing to go to indirect percussion on another video. I think I'll try to work it on down with this. There we go. Okay, we still got a high air right in here. We got this flat edge. I'm gonna come right here and I'll take some of that out. And I'm trying to leave one end wide. I hadn't decided yet. They're about the same now, which is gonna be my point end and which is gonna be the base end. I need to start deciding, but a couple little problems I gotta get out first. And this is one of them, and I got part of it out. Didn't get all of it out. I think I'm gonna make this my point. So this problem is, I'm gonna have to narrow it up here, probably get it out. All the way to there. I'm gonna show you something here. I wanted to move a lot of mass and it didn't work because I missed. I hit and crushed it. It was not ground. It was ground up here. But if you notice, I was doing that because my coordination is off. As I said, I hadn't napped in a while, and I'm trying to work my way into it. And the time I got in there, I hit off to the side, and I didn't strike it where I wanted to. So it caused me some problems. And the problems I'm trying to get out, it made them even worse, but I got them out that time because I hit where I was supposed to hit. All right, we still got this stupid looking high spot right in here. It's like a curve in the mountains, like a road curve in the mountains where it's on an angle and it dips down and comes back up. So I'm going to try to run all the way across this ridge here. I got a hinge here that I'm hoping my platform is above it and it'll jump it and come across this way. And it did. It took all of this out. Now I'm going to move over here and try to get the rest of it. There again, I missed. I should grind all the way down in case I missed. Had me the isolated platform. No, I didn't. That's what I meant to say. I didn't have me one. And I missed. It caused the hinge worse than what it was. I should have had an isolated platform. And I should have had it ground all the way down just in case I missed it. It wouldn't make me a hinge, wouldn't create a hinge lower down. I'm hitting down, bring this edge up. You got to remember, this is that low grade buffalo. It's pretty slick. Like I say, I think I might have run it up even to 900 degrees. I don't remember. I'll run that stuff up to like 700. If it's drainy, I'll reheat it another week or two when I'm running something higher up, like Novaculite or something like that, and put it in there. If it's still grainy, next time I'm running something higher, whatever, I'll take it on up to 800 degrees. See what happens. Sometimes it'll slick up and sometimes it won't. Sometimes you feel like a nut and sometimes you don't. I'm trying to ease my way into that. Trying to hit on my leg to get into it right. Okay, there we go. This one is ready for indirect percussion. I tell you what, let's switch to a smaller billet, like this one right here. This is going to be hard to control because the handle's too long. I need to cut this handle off. I don't like this long handle, but this one is wore down too much. When they get rounded and get a dip in them, I don't like to use them. I like to hit on this flat side. And so we might mess this up trying to use this one, but we're going to use it. More that's awkward swinging that long thing. I'm going to choke up on it. It still feels funny, even though you choke up on it, it don't feel right. And choking up is a term we use when we used to play baseball, and the bat was a little heavier, the pitcher was a little faster. It would help us get the bat around quicker. And that means instead of holding it here, holding it up here, you're coming up on it. It feels a little better doing that. I'll run some nice flakes off there. I need to move that high spot. I've got a high ridge right here on the base. I'm going to try to come across this way. I'm not grinding very hard. Look at that. I'll put it back like it's supposed to be in a minute. I'm not good with puzzles. Look at that. Look how thin it made that. A little thinner right there. I need to come across here, and I'm hitting down to make that rounded, just like this is rounded. I'm trying to round that edge I won't be hitting any low spots. My shot waves won't. They'll go up the hill and then they'll drop down. There we go. That's what I was talking about. Took all that low air out. It went under it. That looked pretty good. I got the same problem right here. It's low here, but it's high here and it's low on both sides of it. So I'm gonna hit down to raise that up. All right, now it's kind of rounded. And I'm not gonna grind what I'm trying to say very hard. I'm gonna try to come this way. There we go. Went right across there, so now I'm gonna come down here. Got all that out. Now we gotta read. Excuse me. Water time. All right. We got a Y in this ridge. This one's not. I need to knock this off because I need to hit straight across. I don't need a dip right in there. It's like a staple. It's like a U shape. I think you can see it right here. It's just like that. It's like a U. I'm hoping I got it focused where you can see it. So I'm going to take my pressure flaker and flake that U out this way. Because if I hit the U, my contact is two sharp points on both sides of the U, and it's not giving me as much shock as I like going through the rock. I'm losing a lot of energy where the U spot is, where it's hollow at. So by removing that, it's solid across there, and my energy ought to travel further down through there. That would have been hard to remove with the billet. Okay, now I'm going to try to run this one right to where this blue line ends. I'm working my way into it. There we go. Took that blue line out. Now the same thing here. Work my way into it. Took that blue line out. Now this is getting real nice and starting to get real thin. Now right here, we have a hinge that's running right there. We got the U part here, the staple. I'm gonna try to hit on this high area and run this out like this. This flake ought to come out just like this. Then I can come back this way. So let's see what's happened. And I'm gonna pressure flake it. Get it set up real good. I'm not gonna, at this point I don't like taking risks with my platform. I like to make sure they're right. Sometimes when I'm making platforms with percussion and the piece is real wide, it don't matter that much. And now I don't want to cause any problems. I got to get out because then the piece is going to get more narrow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit up here and I'm going to hit this way, like this. Work my way into it. And it went behind, well, foot, dropping it all. There's another piece. If you can see right there, it went behind just like I talked about. Now all I gotta do is just barely tap down, grind lightly, and that problem's gone. Just barely tap. I'm working my way into it. You know I'm barely tapping. Grind a little bit more. Come in one more time. There we go. There we go. I'm gonna make the point and come up here and start sharpening, tapering the point in. Barely grind. There we go. Taper it here. Okay, we got another letter U here. This is up and down, 2 points. So I want to make it flat across. So I'm going to press right here, move the 2 points. And I'm going to come down and raise my edge up. Bring my platform up. So when I turn it over, it'll be down. In flint knapping, when you bring something up and you turn it over, where you're going to hit on it is down. So I always say up means down. When you bring it up and you turn it over, now it's down. If that makes any sense, I'm raising it up that way, raising it up. Then when I turn it over, it's down. That piece is gone. That piece is gone. There we go. Okie dokie. We're going to do one more thing. I'm going to quit. This is where I run that plate thin in that base. It's like a flute channel. And I run this here, and it's like a flute channel there, so I need to take this out. I need to take all this out and all this out. Then I just pressure flake it from in. I won't have to use as much strength pressure flaking because I'm not moving as much mass, and I don't have to shove in as hard, and I don't strain in my neck and my shoulder. Got a bad shoulder, and just makes life so much easier when you get it thin like this. Just when you start pressure flaking. I'm going to come off of this ridge, make me a little point right here, round this off, and I'll take that out and come over here. Pulling this up so it'll be a low platform when I turn it over, and all this ought to be good to go. Now, this is going to be the hardest one here, so I'm going to start here first. Did a perfect job of it. Now I come up here and get this part of it. Did a perfect job there. Now, this is going to be kind of difficult. I want to angle it. It went right to the edge of that blue line, and I think I can flick that off. I did with my finger. There we go. Now, this one is real tricky because it's getting right out on the end of this tip. So I'm going to hold it in my hand, and I'm going to hold it almost straight up and tap down like that. And I'm going to tell you why I did that in just a second. I'm going to set it back up again so you can see, get a better explanation on it. I don't understand geometry or physics or anything like that. I never took it. I don't understand it because I never had a class on it. I never took it. But I do understand angles. And this is what flint knapping's all about, is angles. But I don't understand in flint knapping, I understand angles. But if you watch the flake over grind people like my buddy Jim who's passed away, he holds his little narrow thin stuff up like this and pressure flakes on it. It's something about using that angle that you're not putting as much stress across it to snap it in the middle. So when I got something real thin, I'm holding it almost straight up and I'm coming this way like this, and I'm running tremendous flakes across. If I put it here and hit like this, if I'm not perfect, I'm going to snap that joker. And I will get good as results if I hold it up like that. Look at that, I just barely tapped it and run that right to there. Got right between my fingers. I'm going to grip it, show you what I'm talking about. Flip it off, and it's gone. Now I'm right out here on the needle tip. Put my finger right there. If I miss, I'm going to hit my thumbnail. if I'm not hitting that hard. I mean, even if I hit my thumbnail, look at it, I'm hitting my thumbnail now, it's not hurting because this has no weight to it, and I'm not hitting that hard. So now I'm going to put my finger under there, right on the edge. It was hard to get my thumbnail on there with it turned like this. And you don't want to grind the edges hardly at all. They're super thin. If you got a thick edge, odds are it's going to bust. And I got my thumbnail right there. Went all the way to over halfway. Just barely swinging on it. I wish y'all could be sitting here and see that I'm just lightly tapping this thing. And the flakes are running halfway across because it's not wide. I mean, I wouldn't be doing it if it was up here, but I'm only running them like an eighth of an inch or a quarter less. Now I'm going to straighten this up with my pressure flaker. And this is ready to pressure flake. We're going to call it today, but I want you to see how thin this tip is, and the only way you can really tell if I get the waves out of it. So I got my pressure flaker. Now I'm going to do a video when my shoulder gets well to show you how to pressure flake real thin stuff without breaking it. I haven't noticed or found anybody doing it on a video, how they do it. They show you doing it, but they don't go into detail. It's sort of like a magician doing a magic trick. You might can figure it out if he slows it down a good bit, or if he kind of gives you a little bit of detail of what he's doing. But I'm going to do a video on it and really explain it out to you. I'm doing it right now, but I doubt you notice what I'm doing. Pick up on it. Uh-oh. I messed my little needle point up, man. I rolled my wrist on it. I was shoving and rolled my wrist and went out that way and took it out. I don't know if I can get one of that thin back without doing percussion work. I'm going to start doing that again. Let's see what we can do right here. I'm going to show you in just a second how thin it's getting in case I break it again. I don't know why I didn't roll in like that. For some reason I just wasn't thinking. I guess to thinking what I'm going to do next, that's my biggest problem. I'm thinking ahead of myself. Okay, here we go. I need to change pressure flaker. I need one with a pretty sharp point. Yeah, maybe that'll do. Who knows? Now this pass here, I'm going to show you how thin it's getting, because I'm going to take this ridge right here out. little high air here. I'm pushing the limits on it now. That's why I went ahead and show you a while ago. I'm just going to see as steady as I could get it without making a more needle. If I made a needle port over here, I could get it even thinner. But I just don't know. Sometimes it's easier to take a piece of paper like this and put it up there because of the zigzag edges in it, the ridges in it. Let me see if I could hold that up so it make any difference. But it's almost as thin as this piece of paper right here. But anyway, hope y'all enjoy that video. And I am going to do a video on pressure flaking. And I'll probably do it on this piece here. This is not a good example. This is that grainy buffalo. And anytime you got grainy stuff, you got little air pockets. It's like putting a pile of sand up there. Your sand's not solid. Each little grain sitting on another grain, you got little air pockets. When you watch the flake over grinding, people make their stuff, they put a mirror finish on it. And I have watched them doing it, and even hear them talk about it. Well, this piece is not suitable for flake over grinding, so I'm going to put it off to the side. And that means it's not compressed enough like this piece of fire opal is. So it's got to be great material to do what they do. And it's got to be slick as baby's butt. Excuse my French on that. I started to say something else. But anyway, we're going to do it on this. And just, even though it's not going to be a great sample, but we're going to try it and see. And I'll do that probably a day or two when my shoulder gets better. And it'll be on pressure flaking, will be the title of it. Hope y'all have a blessed day.